This catalog documents 30 supernatural beings from A to Z, drawn from global religious, mythological, and folkloric traditions, encompassing divine entities, mythical creatures, and modern phenomena. Spanning Judeo-Christian, Norse, Celtic, Japanese, Native American, Hindu, and contemporary folklore, it includes figures such as God, Satan, dragons, and aliens, each analyzed for their cultural and historical significance. The entries below detail the origins, characteristics, and roles of these 30 beings, emphasizing Christian theological contexts where applicable, alongside relevant cross-cultural perspectives. Excluding modern fictional creations without folkloric roots, this catalog examines the supernatural, reflecting the diverse ways humanity has conceptualized the divine, mythical, and unknown across time, offering a comprehensive study of these enduring cultural archetypes for broad engagement. Number 1. Aliens have a cultural origin in modern folklore and extend their cultural presence globally through UFO narratives. Often depicted as humanoid extraterrestrials with advanced technology, they feature in modern folklore through UFO sightings and abductions. Originating in 20th century ufology, examples include gray aliens, small beings with large eyes, and reptilian humanoids. In Christian contexts, aliens are sometimes viewed as demonic entities linked to spiritual deception, 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 9 to 12. Globally, they reflect fears of the unknown, blending with myths like serpent men. Aliens symbolize humanity's quest for cosmic answers, their enigmatic presence fueling debates about extraterrestrial life and spiritual implications across cultures. Number 2. Angels have a cultural origin in Judeo-Christian traditions and extend their cultural presence to Islamic and Zoroastrian contexts. Divine messengers often depicted with wings, they serve gods while by protecting humans or delivering messages in Judeo-Christian, Islamic, and Zoroastrian traditions. Organized in hierarchies like seraphim, they include Uriel, the angel of wisdom in the Book of Enoch, and Jibril, who delivers the Quran in Islam. In Christianity, angels are protectors, Psalm 91 verse 11, or warriors, like Michael battling Satan in Revelation 12 verse 7, and Gabriel announcing Jesus' birth, Luke 1 verse 26. Zoroastrian Shah Spentas embody divine attributes, paralleling angelic roles. As intermediaries between the divine and humanity, angels reflect divine order, guiding or judging based on God's command, their benevolence tempered by their role in divine justice across global faiths. Number 3. The Antichrist has a cultural origin in Judeo-Christian traditions with no additional global extension. A central figure in Christian eschatology, it is a deceptive leader who opposes Christ, leading humanity astray during the end times, as described in Revelation and 1 John. Emerging from New Testament texts, this figure, historically linked to figures like Nero, embodies Satan's earthly agent, promoting false teachings and chaos, 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 3 to 4. In Christian theology, the Antichrist's deception heralds apocalyptic events, symbolizing ultimate rebellion against divine order. Without a specific named example, the concept draws from early Christian fears of false messiahs. The Antichrist's role underscores the struggle between good and evil, resonating with broader cultural narratives of betrayal and corruption, making it a pivotal figure in Christian apocalyptic thought. Number 4. Archangels have a cultural origin in Judeo-Christian traditions and extend their cultural presence to Islamic contexts. High-ranking angels lead divine armies or deliver critical messages, embodying divine authority. Michael, who defeats Satan in Revelation 12 verse 7, and Gabriel, who announces Jesus' birth in Luke 1 verse 26, are prominent examples, while Islamic tradition includes Israfil, who signals the Day of Judgment. In Christianity, archangels are key servants of God, protecting humanity and enacting divine will, their elevated status reflecting their proximity to divine power. Their roles as warriors and heralds emphasize divine justice and communication across faiths. In other traditions, their equivalents, like Zoroastrian archangels, uphold cosmic order, highlighting their universal significance as divine agents in religious narratives. Number 5. Cryptids have a cultural origin in modern folklore and extend their cultural presence globally through local legends. Creatures whose existence remains unproven, they captivate modern folklore through local legends and sightings, blending mystery with cultural fears. Originating globally, examples include Bigfoot, a North American ape-like creature, and the Chupacabra, a Puerto Rican livestock attacker. In Christian contexts, cryptids like Bigfoot are sometimes linked to Nephilim, Genesis 6 verse 4, or demonic manifestations, reflecting spiritual interpretations of the unknown. Globally, cryptids like the Loch Ness Monster draw from ancient sea monster myths, embodying humanity's fascination with hidden creatures. Often tied to cryptozoology, cryptids represent the tension between science and folklore, their elusive nature fueling speculation about undiscovered species or supernatural entities in diverse cultural narratives. Number 6. Demons have a cultural origin in global mythologies with significant presence across Judeo-Christian, Hindu, and Japanese traditions. Malevolent supernatural beings, they harm humans or oppose divine order, appearing as tempters or destroyers. Examples include Asmodeus, a lust-driven demon in Christian demonology, and Rakshasa, a Hindu shapeshifter. In Christianity, demons are fallen angels under Satan, tempting or possessing humans. Mark 5 verses 1 to 20. Japanese Oni, horned demons, punish the wicked, while Hindu Rakshasas disrupt divine harmony. These beings embody spiritual corruption, their malevolence varying from subtle deception to overt destruction. Across cultures, demons reflect fears of chaos and moral failure, their diverse forms highlighting universal anxieties about unseen forces manipulating human fate, making them enduring figures in religious and folkloric traditions. Number 7. Dinosaurs have a cultural origin in modern folklore and paleontological records with global extensions through mythological interpretations. Extinct prehistoric reptiles, they are sometimes linked to mythological creatures or modern folklore through alleged sightings of living specimens. Known from paleontology, examples like Mokumbembe, a Congolese sauropod-like cryptid, blend science with myth. In Christianity, dinosaurs are equated with biblical creatures like Leviathan or Behemoth, Job 40-41, symbolizing God's mighty creation or chaos. Modern folklore, particularly cryptozoology, posits surviving dinosaurs, reflecting cultural fascination with prehistoric survival. These creatures bridge ancient mythology and modern speculation, their massive forms inspiring awe and fear. In Christian contexts, they underscore divine power over creation, while globally, they fuel narratives of hidden worlds and lost eras, captivating imaginations across cultures. Number 8. Dragons have a cultural origin in global mythologies with widespread presence across European, Chinese, Japanese, and Mesoamerican traditions. Serpentine creatures of immense power, they vary from malevolent European treasure hoarders to benevolent Asian deities controlling weather. Originating in European, Chinese, Japanese, and Mesoamerican traditions, examples include Fafnir, a greedy Norse dragon, and Inglong, a Chinese rain deity. In Christianity, dragons symbolize evil, with Satan depicted as a dragon in Revelation 12 verse 9. European dragons align with this malevolence, while Chinese dragons represent prosperity and divine favor. Mesoamerican Quetzalcoatl embodies wisdom. Dragons reflect cultural dualities of chaos and order, their elemental power shaping myths of destruction or creation. Their universal presence in folklore underscores humanity's awe of nature's forces, blending fear and reverence across global traditions. Number 9. Elves have a cultural origin in Norse, Celtic, and European folklore with significant regional influence. Graceful and long-lived beings tied to nature and magic, they are known for beauty and skill in crafts or archery, ranging from benevolent to mischievous. Originating in Norse, Celtic, and European folklore, examples include Ljosulfar, Norse light elves, and Tuatha De Danann, Celtic divine beings. In Christian-influenced folklore, elves are neutral, often seen as pre-Christian spirits adapted to Christian cosmology. Norse elves reside in Alfheim, associated with divine favor, while Celtic elves blend magic and nobility. Their enigmatic nature allows them to aid or trick humans, reflecting cultural tensions between the natural and supernatural. Elves' enduring allure lies in their balance of beauty and unpredictability across European traditions. Number 10. Fairies or fae have a cultural origin in Celtic and European folklore with additional presence in Italian traditions. Ethereal beings with magical powers, they range from benevolent gift-givers to mischievous tricksters, dwelling in hidden realms or natural settings. Originating in Celtic, Italian, and European folklore, examples include La Befana, an Italian gift-giving fairy, and the Celtic Sidhe, noble fairy folk. In Christian-influenced folklore, fairies like La Befana, tied to Epiphany, reflect benevolence within Christian traditions. The Siddhi, rooted in pre-Christian beliefs, aid or punish based on human respect. Fairies embody nature's mystery, their actions shaped by human interactions. Their dual nature, helpful or harmful, highlights cultural beliefs about the unseen world, making them enduring figures in European folklore, blending Christian and pagan elements. Number 11. Fallen angels have a cultural origin in Judeo-Christian traditions with no additional global extension. Once divine beings who rebelled against God, they align with Satan to corrupt humanity, using their power for malevolent purposes. Originating in Judeo-Christian tradition, examples include Azazel, who taught weaponry in the Book of Enoch, and Samayaza, leader of the Watchers. In Christianity, their rebellion, described in Jude 1 verse 6, marks them as key agents of evil, distinct from demons but aligned with Satan's cause. Their fall from grace, often tied to teaching forbidden knowledge, underscores the consequences of defying divine order. Fallen angels represent tragic ambition, their divine origins amplifying their malevolence, making them central to Christian narratives of spiritual warfare and moral struggle. Number 12. Giants have a cultural origin in Norse, Celtic, and global folklore with widespread mythological influence. Massive humanoids with immense strength, they are tied to creation or chaos, with roles varying from wise to destructive across Norse, Celtic, and global traditions. Examples include Ymir, a Norse primordial giant, and Fomorians, Celtic monstrous beings. In Christianity, giants like the Nephilim, Genesis 6 verse 4, born of fallen angels, symbolize chaos and divine punishment. Norse Jotnar-shaped creation myths, while Celtic giants are fearsome adversaries. Giants reflect cultural fears of overwhelming forces, their size embodying primal power. In Christian contexts, they underscore God's authority over chaotic creation, while globally, they bridge cosmology and folklore, representing both destructive and foundational roles in human imagination across diverse traditions. Number 13. Gnomes have a cultural origin in European folklore with roots in Germanic and Celtic traditions. Small earth-dwelling creatures, they protect natural resources like mines or forests, aiding respectful humans but tricking others. Originating in European Germanic and Celtic folklore, examples include Paracelsus alchemical earth elementals and Germanic kobolds, mine guardians. In Christian-influenced folklore, gnomes are seen as neutral stewards of God's creation, their protective roles aligning with divine order. Their alchemical association with earth, as described by Paracelsus, ties them to natural harmony. Gnomes embody the balance between human and nature, their mischievous side reflecting folklore's cautionary tales. Their enduring presence in European stories highlights cultural values of stewardship and respect for the Earth's hidden forces. Number 14. God or divine beings have a cultural origin in global religions with significant presence in Judeo-Christian, Islamic, Hindu, and Norse traditions. The supreme force of creation and moral order, they are omnipotent in monotheistic traditions or uphold cosmic balance in polytheistic ones. Originating in Judeo-Christian, Islamic, Hindu, and Norse traditions, examples include Yahweh and Vishnu, the Hindu preserver god. In Christianity, God is the omnibenevolent creator, Genesis 1, central to salvation and divine justice. Other traditions, like Hinduism's Vishnu or Norse Odin, maintain cosmic harmony, reflecting similar divine authority. God's role as the ultimate source of goodness transcends cultures, shaping moral and spiritual frameworks. In Christian theology, God's omnipotence opposes evil, guiding humanity through divine will, a universal concept echoed in global religious narratives. Number 15. Goblins have a cultural origin in European folklore with roots in Germanic and Celtic traditions. Small mischievous creatures, they are known for trickery or greed, though some act as helpful household spirits or mine guardians in European folklore. Examples include Germanic kobolds, household protectors, and Scottish redcaps, malevolent goblins. In Christian-influenced folklore, kobolds reflect stewardship of God's creation, while redcaps embody sinful malice. Originating in Germanic and Celtic traditions, goblins vary from harmless pranksters to dangerous beings, often tied to specific locations like homes or caves. Their dual nature, helpful or harmful, mirrors cultural tensions between order and chaos. Goblins' enduring role in folklore highlights humanity's fascination with the unpredictable, blending Christian moral frameworks with older pagan beliefs about hidden creatures. Number 16. Golems have a cultural origin in Jewish folklore with connections to Kabbalistic traditions. Animated beings crafted from clay through mystical rituals, they serve to protect communities or obey creators in Jewish folklore. The Golem of Prague, created by Rabbi Judah Loew, is a prominent example. While rooted in Jewish mysticism, golems have Christian parallels as protective creations, symbolizing human emulation of divine power. They reflect faith-driven action, defending against persecution without direct biblical ties. Originating in Kabbalistic traditions, golems embody the balance between creation and control, their artificial nature limiting their agency. In Christian-influenced contexts, they align with themes of divine-inspired protection, their enduring legacy highlighting cultural values of safeguarding communities through mystical means across religious narratives. Number 17. Interdimensional beings have a cultural origin in modern folklore and extend their cultural presence globally through metaphysical narratives. Entities existing in alternate dimensions, they are described as non-physical or energetic forces influencing our world, often tied to paranormal or UFO phenomena. Examples include Gnostic archons, negative high-frequency entities, and DMT-induced machine elves. In Christian contexts, they may be seen as demons or spiritual forces deceiving humans, Ephesians 6 verse 12. Originating in modern folklore and metaphysical traditions, these beings reflect speculation about unseen realities, blending with alien or shadow people narratives. Their ambiguous nature fuels debates about spiritual or extraterrestrial influence, with Christian interpretations framing them as malevolent deceivers, while global folklore explores their role in shaping human perception and reality. Number 18. Krakens have a cultural origin in Norse and maritime folklore with widespread seafaring influence. Colossal sea monsters, often depicted as giant squid or octopuses, they embody the ocean's dangers, capable of sinking ships in Norse and maritime folklore. Examples include the Kraken in Norse sagas and Hafgufa, a medieval Scandinavian sea beast. In Christian-influenced folklore, Krakens are linked to biblical Leviathan, Job 41, symbolizing God's untamed creation. Their neutral role reflects natural forces rather than deliberate evil, inspiring awe and fear. Originating in maritime traditions, Krakens highlight humanity's respect for the sea's power, their massive forms resonating with cultural narratives of chaos and divine creation, blending Christian and pre-Christian maritime lore into enduring tales of oceanic mystery. Number 19. Mandrake or Mandragora have a cultural origin in European folklore with roots in alchemical traditions. Magical plants with human-like roots, they are believed to scream when uprooted, causing death or madness, and are used in witchcraft or alchemy for healing or harm. Originating in European alchemical traditions, they appear in medieval herbals as potion ingredients. In Christianity, mandrakes are referenced in Genesis 30 verses 14 to 16 as fertility aids, but medieval folklore ties them to witchcraft, reflecting their dual role. Their mystical properties depend on the user's intent, embodying the tension between divine gifts and forbidden magic. Mandrake's enduring presence in European folklore highlights cultural fascination with nature's hidden powers, blending Christian moral warnings with alchemical and pagan traditions. Number 20. Merfolk have a cultural origin in global mythologies with significant presence in Greek, Celtic, and other traditions. Aquatic beings with human-like torsos and fish-like tails, they range from seductive sirens to protective mermaids across global mythologies. Examples include Greek sirens, enchanting singers, and Irish Mero, benevolent mermaids. In Christian-influenced folklore, sirens are demonized as tempters luring sailors to sin, akin to demonic deception. Celtic Mero, however, aid humans, reflecting diverse roles. Originating in Greek, Celtic, and global traditions, merfolk embody the sea's mystery, their actions shaped by cultural narratives. Their dual nature, harmful or helpful, highlights humanity's complex relationship with the ocean, blending Christian moral frameworks with older myths of water spirits in folklore worldwide. Number 21. Ogres have a cultural origin in European and Japanese folklore with notable regional influence. Large brutish humanoids, they are known for cruelty and cannibalism, though some tales depict them as outwitted or neutral, often with supernatural strength. Originating in European and Japanese folklore, examples include the ogre in Puss in Boots and Japanese oni, horned demons. In Christian-influenced folklore, ogres represent primal sinfulness, defeated by virtuous heroes. Oni, as punishers of the wicked, have parallels in Christian demonology but are ambiguous in Shinto. Ogres symbolize fears of the other, their roles varying from terrifying antagonists to outsmarted figures. Their enduring presence in folklore reflects cultural narratives of virtue overcoming barbarity, blending Christian and pre-Christian themes across traditions. Number 22. The phoenix has a cultural origin in global mythologies with significant presence in Egyptian, Greek, and other traditions. A mythical bird symbolizing rebirth, it rises from its ashes after death, associated with fire and divine favor across global mythologies. Examples include the Egyptian Bennu, a solar bird, and the Greek phoenix in Herodotus accounts. In Christianity, the phoenix symbolizes Christ's resurrection, as noted in 1 Clement, embodying hope and renewal. Its regenerative nature appears in Egyptian and Greek traditions, reflecting universal themes of cyclical rebirth. Originating in Egyptian, Greek, and global folklore, the phoenix's enduring appeal lies in its representation of resilience, bridging Christian resurrection narratives with ancient myths of creation and transformation, captivating cultures with its fiery, eternal cycle. Number 23. The Satan or devil has a cultural origin in Judeo-Christian traditions with no additional global extension. The ultimate adversary in Judeo-Christian tradition, it embodies evil, leading rebellion against God as Lucifer or the serpent, tempting humanity and commanding demons. Examples include the serpent in Genesis and Lucifer in Isaiah 14 verse 12. In Christianity, Satan tempts humans, e.g., Job, Matthew 4 verses 1 to 11, and opposes God, depicted as a dragon in Revelation 12 verse 9. His role as the adversary drives narratives of spiritual warfare, symbolizing moral corruption. Originating in biblical demonology, Satan's influence shapes Christian theology, emphasizing the struggle between good and evil. His universal archetype as a tempter resonates with similar malevolent figures in other traditions, reinforcing his enduring significance in religious narratives. Number 24. Shadow people have a cultural origin in modern folklore and extend their cultural presence globally through paranormal reports. Dark humanoid figures seen fleetingly, often with red eyes, they are associated with paranormal or interdimensional phenomena in modern folklore. Examples include the Hat Man and sleep paralysis entities. In Christian contexts, they are interpreted as demonic oppressors, linked to spiritual forces of evil in Ephesians 6 verse 12. Globally, shadow people blend with alien or interdimensional narratives, reflecting fears of unseen forces. Originating in modern paranormal reports, their elusive nature fuels speculation about spiritual or dimensional intrusion. Shadow people's rise in folklore highlights cultural anxieties about the unknown, their ambiguous presence bridging Christian demonology with modern metaphysical theories, captivating those exploring the boundaries of reality. Number 25. Shamans have a cultural origin in indigenous cultures with presence across Native American, Siberian, African, and global traditions. Spiritual leaders in indigenous cultures, they commune with spirits for healing, divination, or guidance, serving their communities with benevolent magic. Examples include Navajo Hatalii and Siberian Tunguzic shamans. In Christian-influenced contexts, their healing roles parallel biblical prophets, though their practices are distinct. Originating in Native American, Siberian, and African traditions, shamans bridge physical and spiritual realms, maintaining harmony. Their rituals, often involving trance or offerings, reflect cultural beliefs about spiritual balance. Shamans' enduring role highlights humanity's reliance on spiritual mediators, their benevolent focus distinguishing them from malevolent magic users, blending indigenous wisdom with parallels in Christian healing narratives across global traditions. Number 26. Sorcerers or sorceresses have a cultural origin in global mythologies with significant presence in Greek, Egyptian, and European traditions. Magic users with innate or pact-derived powers, they range from benevolent to destructive, depending on intent, across global mythologies. Examples include Medea, a Greek potion maker, and Nectanebo, an Egyptian wizard king. In Christianity, Sorcerers like Simon Magus, Acts 8 verses 9 to 24, are condemned for forbidden arts, though some use magic benevolently. Originating in Greek, Egyptian, and European traditions, their versatile magic reflects cultural views on power and morality. Sorcerers' ambiguous nature, shaped by their alliances or goals, makes them complex figures in folklore. Their enduring presence highlights humanity's fascination with magic's potential, blending Christian warnings with global narratives of supernatural skill. Number 27. Spirits have a cultural origin in global folklore with notable presence in Japanese, African, and other traditions. Supernatural entities with diverse roles, they range from protective ancestors to mischievous tricksters, interacting with humans across global folklore. Examples include Japanese kitsune, fox spirits, and Vodou Loa, divine spirits. In Christian-influenced folklore, spirits may be angels, demons, or neutral entities. Acts 16 verse 16, spirit of divination. Originating in Japanese, African, and global traditions, spirits reflect beliefs about the unseen world, their actions shaped by human behavior. Their varied roles, helpful or harmful, highlight cultural views on spiritual interaction. Spirits' enduring presence in folklore underscores humanity's fascination with the invisible, blending Christian spiritual frameworks with indigenous and pagan beliefs about the supernatural. Number 28. Werewolves have a cultural origin in European and Native American folklore with regional variations. Humans who transform into wolves under a curse, they range from tragic figures to spiritual protectors in European and Native American folklore. Examples include Italian Lupi Manari and Navajo Yi Naldlushii, distinct from skinwalkers. In Christian-influenced folklore, werewolves are seen as cursed by sin or demonic influence, reflecting spiritual struggle. Native American traditions may view them as guardians, tied to lunar cycles. Originating in diverse traditions, werewolves embody the tension between human and beast. Their enduring role in folklore highlights cultural fears of transformation, blending Christian moral warnings with indigenous spiritual narratives, making them complex symbols of inner conflict and power. Number 29. Witches have a cultural origin in global cultures with significant presence in Navajo, Slavic, and European traditions. Human practitioners of magic, they vary from malevolent to benevolent across global cultures, using dark magic to harm or healing arts to aid. Examples include Slavic Baba Yaga, often malevolent, and the biblical Witch of Endor, a spirit summoner. In Christianity, witches like the Witch of Endor, 1 Samuel 28 verse 7, are condemned for necromancy, reflecting forbidden magic. Navajo skinwalkers contrast with European wise women, who heal using God-given knowledge. Originating in Navajo, Slavic, and European traditions, witches reflect cultural attitudes toward magic's power. Their dual nature, harmful or helpful, highlights humanity's complex relationship with the supernatural, blending Christian moral frameworks with global folklore. Number 30. Wizards have a cultural origin in Europe and extend their cultural presence globally across various traditions. Scholarly magic users, they wield power through study, often acting as advisors or protectors in European and global traditions. Examples include Väinämöinen, a Finnish creator wizard, and Merlin, an Arthurian advisor. In Christian-influenced traditions, wizards like Merlin use magic in service of divine will, aligning with Christian themes. Originating in Finnish, Arthurian, and global folklore, wizards' benevolent roles emphasize wisdom and guidance. Their mastery of spells reflects cultural reverence for knowledge, distinguishing them from sorcerers' pact-based magic. Wizards' enduring presence in folklore highlights humanity's admiration for intellectual power, blending Christian narratives of virtue with global myths of magical heroism, making them iconic figures in storytelling. Conclusion. This A to Z catalog of 30 supernatural beings compiles a diverse array of divine, mythical, and folkloric figures from Judeo-Christian, Norse, Celtic, Japanese, Native American, Hindu, and modern folklore traditions. Encompassing divine entities like God, the creator in Genesis 1, mythical creatures like dragons, symbolizing Satan in Revelation 12 verse 9, and folkloric phenomena like aliens, it examines their cultural and historical significance. Christian theology frames beings like angels, protectors in Psalm 91 verse 11, and the Antichrist, a deceiver in 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 3 to 4, while Norse giants like Ymir and Japanese Oni add primal mythological roles. Witches, condemned in Christianity as seen with the Witch of Endor, 1 Samuel 28 verse 7, contrast with shamans, paralleling biblical healers, reflecting diverse magical traditions. Cryptids like Bigfoot, linked to Nephilim in Genesis 6 verse 4, and shadow people, tied to demonic forces in Ephesians 6 verse 12, bridge ancient and modern folklore. Dinosaurs, associated with Leviathan in Job 41, and interdimensional beings, akin to Gnostic archons, illustrate evolving beliefs. Fairies like La Befana, tied to Epiphany, and goblins blend Christian and pre-Christian elements, while golems and mandrakes highlight human attempts to harness divine power. Krakens and merfolk evoke the sea's mysteries, with Christian ties to Leviathan or demonic temptation. Wizards like Merlin, serving virtuous causes, contrast with sorcerers' ambiguous magic, condemned in Acts 8 verses 9 to 24. Spirits, from Kitsune to Vodou Loa, reflect beliefs about the unseen, with Christian parallels to angels or demons in Acts 16 verse 16. Werewolves embody transformation fears, blending Christian and indigenous narratives. This catalog of 30 beings explores how these figures shape cultural and spiritual identities, revealing shared archetypes of divine authority, malevolent deception, and ambiguous mystery across global traditions, from Christian salvation to indigenous balance. Readers are encouraged to like, subscribe, and share, and to comment with their favorite supernatural being or any omitted figures for future inclusion.